Jim Jones, yeah, is one of them guys where his mouth gets him in trouble. You get me? He's one of them guys. He gets him. I could imagine him in the streets just getting in bare beef just because of his mouth. You get me? Unnecessary beef as well. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, he's always just being outspoken, man. He got in beef with Pusha T because of this. Them not had a little rap beef for a hot minute. He was talking about Styles P the other month. You get me? And now he switches. I don't know if this is just like a play, like to, you know what I'm saying, if he does this on purpose. Because remember, when he had beef with Cameron, and at the first time, Cam said that Jim approached Cameron and said to him, yo, let's pretend to the fans like we got beef. So from when he's saying stuff like that, yeah, I don't know if these things, he just says these things just to get, you know what I'm saying, to get some traction or something, because he knows people are going to be talking about it. He was on Jada and Fat Joe's podcast the other day, and he was talking about he's got more hits than Nas and whatnot. But it all started from Nas and Jada and Fat Joe asked him the question because a 22-year-old was on a podcast, and he said something about that Jim Jones has got more hits than Nas. You get me? I'm gonna find that. Let me find this. Let me flip the screen and find this quickly.
You saying Jim Jones has more hits than Nas?
I'm from New Jersey. We grew up on ballin'.
That's one.
We did not grow up on one mic. Pop Champagne, Summer in Miami. That's a classic.
If I Rule the World. How's that comparable to those songs you just said?
I'm 22. Every Nas song that my man's MJ played.
Wait there a minute. So look, he's 22. So when he's saying we did not grow up on one mic came out in 2001. I just want you lot to know that, that came out on the Stillmatic album 2001. Yeah, so he wasn't even born then. And then when he was born, that song was he's 22, so he was born in like 2003. Yeah. So Nas had already dropped Godson and that after that. But yeah, let's carry on. Remember Ballin', Jim Jones Ballin', Jim Jones Ballin' come out like 2007, 2008, if that, because Jim Jones' first album dropped in like 2005, if I'm correct. You get me? On my way to church, because I was playing that album, you get me? So, yeah, I'm just giving you some context.
We said we heard that from what, Dub?
2K.
2K. Those songs are in the video game.
Okay.
I have never in my life said at a party, yo, throwing that Nas right now. If you did top 3...
Yo, and let me just put this way. Nas has never really made party songs. He's made a few, but this was before this guy was even born. That song with Genuine, Owe Me Back Like You Owe Me, Rare, that was in the 90s. That was in the late 90s. I think that was like 99 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But Nas has never been like a guy to make radio-friendly songs. But yeah, let's carry on.
Influential people regarding dressing,
But
swag. Jim Jones is top 3.
But we can't argue with that. Swag, top dressing, and that. Jim Jones has got that. You know what I'm saying? But we're not on about that. Do you know what I'm saying? Half of Jim Jones's talent is his swag. You know what I'm saying? Half of his talent is his swag.
But Nas influenced Jim Jones.
Cap, Chrome Hearts and the BB Simons belts and all that. Jim Jones is like top 3.
So where you put Max B?
Nobody was wearing Ed Hardy. Nobody was wearing True Religion. Nobody was wearing Chrome Hearts.
Yo, he's dancing a bit off the topic, man, because he was saying Jim Jones got more hits than Nas. Now he's saying who was more influential in fashion. We can't argue with that when he's saying that. Jim Jones definitely, Dipset as a whole, everybody was dressing like Dipset back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was dressing. So we're not arguing with that. He's right when it comes to influences in swag and all that. Dipset had that all day, bro. Everybody will admit to that.
All that was white biker stuff. He brought that into the culture.
Well,
And how old are you, real quick?
23.
23.
So Nas first dropped 94, right? So that's a different time period.
94. This guy was born in 2003 more time, yeah? Unless he turns 23 this year, then if not, he was born in 2002. You get me? Nas's first album, 8 years eight years before he was even born. You know what I'm saying? Nas and Jim Jones are from two different eras, bro. Nas and Joe. Let's carry on, though.
Period to where this is not really even checking for numbers yet. He came in at a period where he's checking for the skill of the game. You're comparing two different eras, and I feel like it's a little bit disingenuous.
It's the difference between being in the game and being relevant.
But
Jim Jones is more relevant than Nas.
Jim Jones and Nas.
Jim Jones right now more relevant than Nas. If you're talking about the streets right now, then yeah, Jim Jones is more relevant than Nas in the streets, yeah. Jim Jones dropped a video the other month. He was in a lobby in Harlem still. Is it? You get me? You won't see Nas dropping a video in the projects in Queensbridge right now. You get me? Jim Jones' audience is really the streets and that now. Nas dropped a song called Brunch on Sunday or something like that. So you see what kind of music Nas is into right now. Nas is not rapping for the streets right now. So if you want to say, yeah, Jim Jones got more relevance in the streets right now than Nas, that's fair. You get me? That's fair.
Are in the same era. Jim Jones is 48 years old. Nas is 51 years old. Jim Jones just wasn't a rapper and didn't know how to rap when Nas was rapping. No matter what Jim Jones has improved to, it's still not Nas.
But
you know it's funny. V12 in a Honda is not a Lamborghini.
But you know it's funny? The last Nas album is not better than the last Jim Jones album. It's not better than the last three.
That's all preference, you get me? That's all. He's a 22-year-old, so more time, he's still in the street. You know what I'm saying? If you're a 22-year-old now, yeah, you're gonna listen to you're gonna listen more to a Jim Jones album right now to a Nas album, 100%. Nas albums for older man like me right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Nas has grown with his art. Do you know what I'm saying? Jim Jones is still kind of rapping how he rapped 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? He's still, Nas, Jay-Z, and them man are rapping about brunches and on yachts and here, you know what I'm saying? A whole different kind of, them man are talking some whole different talk. So, yeah, so if he's saying that, cool, you get me? I'd probably listen to a Jim Jones album now and probably say, it was better than a Nas album right now because I can't relate to what Nas and them are talking about right now as much as I'd relate to a Jim Jones and that what they're talking about, even though I ain't on the block and whatnot. So that's fair enough, yeah, you get me? But then again, I'd probably want to listen to Nas's thing because it would just be something different, you get me, as a big man, you get me? But I can understand if a man will say right now, the last Jim Jones album, the last Nas album, yeah, they rated the Jim Jones more because Nas is talking some different shit right now. He's on some different shit.
3 Jim Jones.
By what metric, though?
Yeah,
by bars, by everything. El Capo
is better.
The Deluxe is better than King's Disease.
So, yeah. So, obviously, this is how it happened, yeah. So, when Jim Jones got onto Jadakiss and Fat Joe's podcast here, they asked him about this, and this is what Jim Jones said. Give me a second, people.
Wordplay, the music, everything. I was a superior Nas fan. Period. I'd never take that away from him. But then as I got in the game, you got to realize that your rivals would be idols, and not to take anything away from that. I developed my own style and my own lane that these kids start to gravitate towards the same way I gravitated towards Nas when I was younger and things like that. It's a whole different generation. We talking about 94, 93. I was in 11th grade. Nigga, it's 2025. There's a big gap there, you know what I mean? And I want people to understand that. So when Shorty's telling people that, yeah, he's 20-some years old, that goes to show the part of the era that he's in that I came into light and started going crazy that these kids love me. They don't really know who Nas is. If he's 22, he's born in 03.
Not all of them. Some of them know. But
you know what I mean?
A lot of them know.
Yes.
But it's the era.
Some music.
No,
there's some kids that.
No, I love that.
There's some kids that love hip hop.
20, so I mean,
but he's your son.
He's your son.
You know?
He's your son.
No, but he know.
My son,
they know about
my son
Nas.
can't tell
But-
you one Nas record. You heard? Like, let's keep it a buck here.
Yeah, but
like, let's keep it a buck. You heard? Let's keep it a buck because you'll bring it up. There must be some type of misconception or what's that word? When it comes to Jim Jones, wordplay, the music, everything. I was a superior Nas fan.
So yeah, he's saying his son don't know. Yo, he's saying his son don't know one Nas song. That's fair enough. You probably don't. But what I'm saying is, yeah, that you cannot have a 22-year-old judge who is better out of Jim Jones and Nas. You can't have a 22-year-old judge that. You've got to have people in these man's age brackets that judge that. Jim Jones came in the game like 11, 12 years after Nas. Nas switched up his style. Like, Nas was for the streets and that when he first came out. Yeah, you get me. And right now, yeah, if you're in the streets right now, you're gonna listen to a Jim Jones before you listen to Nas. That's fair enough, cool. But Jim Jones hasn't got more hits than Nas. No way. You get me? He's probably got more tunes that hit Billboard higher than Nas. You get me? But Nas has got a few platinum albums, a few platinum singles. Jim Jones got one platinum single. You get me? Now, you get me? I'm not mad at Jim Jones for like rating his thing. You're supposed to rate your own thing, but at some point you have to be realistic. You get me? So when you talk about my son don't hear, who are they to judge? Of course they don't listen to Nas right now. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of these youths here now, yeah, you ask them to listen to Jadakiss, they'll be like, yeah, they listen to Jadakiss, but they probably got someone else that they listen to more than Jadakiss that's younger. Jim Jones, yeah, cool. Jim Jones, they call Jim Jones one of the oldest YNs. You get me? Jim Jones is an old YN, basically. So, yeah, Jim Jones is definitely tapped in. A lot of younger people probably listen to Jim Jones. That's fair enough. But when it comes to Nas, you can't even compare Jim Jones and Nas. You get me? Nas is gonna be a legend when it's all said and done. Nas is a legend. You get me? Jim Jones is not a legend. Do you know what I'm saying? Jim Jones is not a legend. But yeah, I get it. Jim Jones's audience is the streets right now. Nas's ain't necessarily the streets. Nas has probably got a little more, like, Nas's fans have probably grew with him. You get me? So you're getting a lot of older people listening to Nas, man. Jim Jones will drop a video tomorrow on the block. So yeah, these YNs are seeing Jim Jones on the block and are more relating to that. That's cool. You get me? But Jim Jones just needs to sometimes just know when to say stuff and when not, man, because all these rappers that he's talking about, he was talking about Pusha T, you get me? You know what, though? I listen to Jim Jones more than Pusha T, yeah. So I could even give him that if he wants to rate his thing more than Jim Jones. Because I'm gonna play a Jim Jones tune before I play a Pusha T song. Yeah. Styles P. No way. You get me? Styles P's on my Mount Rushmore. Styles P, 50 Cent, Jay-Z, Nas, and who else? Styles P, 50 Cent, Jay-Z, Nas. And 50, did I say 50? Yeah, well, yeah, that's my Mount Rushmore. So Jim Jones trying to talk about Nas and talk about Styles P. Cut it out, Jim, man. Cut it out, man. I'm playing a Nas tune before I play. I got Nas in my playlist right now. I got Styles P in my playlist right now. I ain't got a Jim Jones tune in my playlist now. But he's got some classic albums to me. You get me? But Jim Jones, just know your place, man. Just know your place. Yeah, man. Everybody's supposed to feel like they're the best, but there's a thin line between feeling like you're the best and you're being delusional, bro. So, yeah, man, don't let these young boys gas you up, you know, because a lot of people my age are always going to put Nas over Jim Jones. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, these young boys don't dictate who is the best and out of all. They can dictate who is the best out of man like their age. Yeah, cool. You know what I'm saying? They can dictate that, but they can't dictate when it comes to Nas and, you know what I'm saying? Talking about Nas and we never grew up on one mic and all that. Cool. You get me? All that balling and yeah, that's cool, man. But yeah, man, Jim Jones, don't let these YNs gas you up, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I just wanted to speak on that quickly, though, people, man. Yo, leave your comments below and tell me what you lot think, man. Comment, like, subscribe. Road to 500 subscribers. Zed's World, I'm out. Enjoy your weekend, man.
I done sold all this dope for years just to become a YouTuber. Shit fucked up, y'all.